senior colleagues and friends, to talk about issues that genders on national development. Issues that, when we are able to carefully look at them very well, we are going to propel and aid Ghana's development. It's very important, and I'm happy to be standing here. The background to this particular issue why we are all here. If you look at what we call Development Transparency Barometer Index, indeed that has been one of the brainchild of Africa Development and Resource Research Institute. We have been working on this since 2014 to ensure that we are able to provide a development that is demand-driven, a development that stems from the heart of the people. If you look at Africa and Ghana for that matter, you will realize that many people have been complaining about development needs of the community. Many people have been complaining about the fact that development that is being sought is not what is given to them. This is because the nation building process has seen a lack that is not enshrouded with what we call community-driven processes. So today we are trying to see how a system of algorithm that has been developed receiving report from communities such that this system will be used as a foolproof for a scientific method by which we can, as a country, help the development process. The barometer, as we have started it, talks about the fact that we need to measure government development. We need to measure government performances. We need to even measure communities' performances, and at the same time vis-a-vis community relation to governance. So it is an encompassing process whereby we expect everybody in the society to do the right thing. We expect everybody in the society to be part and parcel of the development process that we are talking about. So the essence of this goes beyond just mere reporting, because we are going to have what we call quarterly and monthly meetings whereby we will talk about problems of communities for which government might not be able to hear about. So when the community themselves report about their problem, we are going to see to it that we communicate that for policy formulation, policy information. ADRRI, as you can see, Africa Development and Resource Research Institute, is a policy think tank and an NGO on its own. ADRRI has been in the area of policy research where we drive governance and also drive community development through research. Let me give you an example. You realize that many governments have been attempting and they have been providing development for communities. Yet, communities will tell you that, look, all what you have done, you haven't done anything. Why? Because government provision and communal needs do not meet. And when government provision and communal needs are not met, you will realize that communities will feel apathy towards what government will be providing for them. And for that matter, we feel that we are going to champion a new direction, a new light, whereby communities will tell us what their problem is. We report what community problem is. We will synchronize that with research, and we will forcefully move that for policy formulation to help develop Ghana. We said development moves beyond just providing well-being of the people. Why? Because in most of development literature, we always see people say, okay, development, we have developed your place. However, does that development actually meet community needs? Is it what the community actually wants? We are saying that ADRRI is going to push this beyond what communities are thinking, because communities must be part of the development process, and we also will help them to do that. We want to have local participation, deep-rooted local participation, and indeed, what we want to do is demand-driven. And when we use the word demand-driven, we are saying that these things are coming from the community. These things are not coming from government. So if government actually wants to provide development for a community, then the community themselves must tell government what they want to do. A recent survey that we did as an organization proved that one community went there, and that particular community, you know what they wanted? They just wanted ramble strips. In other words, they didn't even need anything. They wanted government to just come, put something there to reduce the speed of cars, so that their animals and their children will not be killed. That was the only thing that they required from the government. Yet the government will go and build a latrine somewhere, and they will never patronize it, because it is not shrouded with community driven. Ghana and other African countries have been pioneering themselves, they have been pushing themselves towards development. Unfortunately, the development that we have been doing is not what we are seeing, because government comes to give you what they want and community does something different. What we want to do today is that we're going to tell ourselves what ADRRI actually does. We provide some range of activities, and this range of activities is free of charge. We are providing a platform whereby people will begin to understand that government is like a double dagger knife. Governance and development process is also like a double dagger knife, whereby an individual must contribute a quota towards the development of the country, and government will also contribute its quota towards the development of the country. How are we going to do that? We are going to do that in some thematic areas. One, we will be looking at government to citizens. What will be the role of government to citizens? What will government do to citizens? We are going to look at government to government. Governments usually will sign agreements with other international countries or other countries. We expect to see that this agreement is rooted with development, so that the agreement will have a higher benefit for the country. We will look at government to employees. If you look at, in the case of Ghana here, the public sector, which is the largest employer of people, what is the treatment of the people who are in the public sector vis-a-vis governments? We're going to look at that. We are also going to look at government to businesses. Business people are in Ghana. They are also part and parcel of people who are supposed to aid development. How is government treating them? Is the tax fair? Is other things that will do to enable the growth of businesses? Is it fair? If it is not, then you can report and we'll see how we are going to help in the policy formulation. We're also looking at citizens to governance. We are not only looking at what government can do. What can we do as citizens? Currently, the government of Ghana is working hard and pushing towards we having communities free of filth. What can we do as an individual? So that is individual or citizens to governance. We must contribute our quota. So in community-driven times, we expect government, the individuals within the community, to push and also do their bit whilst we synchronize that with government, what government is providing us. And the last thing has to do with issues on corruption. Corruption is more or less like if you have a tank full of water, whereby someone will use a nail and punch a hole on it. You definitely see the water will drip in. The water will drip out of it, and once the water continuously drip, it is more or less like if you have money and people will sink their money into it, their hands ready to take it. So corruption is a canker which permeates the fabrics of the society. How are we going to have a report in that direction to help us develop? So we are saying that in all of this, what we're going to do is that we're going to have what we call an assessment of activities through what we call a barometer index. A barometer index in that, the sense that we are going to provide some measurements. And this measurement is going to hinder on every aspect of our society. We'll be looking at what we call something that has to do with individuals, communities, reporting, civil society's activeness. We're going to look at the departments, government in general, ministries, department agencies, MPAs, academia, civil society, and as a whole, corruption. All this reporting encompasses every facet of the society. And this is how we're going to do the barometer. What we're saying is that every month, we will begin to now see, when they report, we will look at the effectiveness of the reporting. We will do that vis-a-vis in relation to research. Then at the end of the day, we will then begin to now allocate codes. And one of the definitions of the code, we call it key. A is called excellent and resilience with the reversal of development gains and strong institutions. So when we get to a point that we say Ghana is developed, what it means is that Ghana has that resilience, and we are able so only to provide our institutions so stronger, as it was said by President Obama. The institutions should be so stronger, and as they are stronger, they should be resilient. So if we are able to see as an organization that Ghana has reached this, then we will give the government aid. We have B, very good and resilience with the structural deterioration, with institutional building. We expect that for us, any country to be rated to have B, then the country should be one that has that also kind of resilience with the structural deterioration. Everybody is part and parcel of the development. So if we have government building, you don't just say, oh, it's for government, for that matter, you will not invest money in solving problems as far as it is concerned. We're going to do that. They also have C, being good and resilience within new reforms policy and structural building. If a nation is going to get good, which is C, we are expecting that that nation should be moving towards a progress society where it is resilient. At the same time, we should be building structures. When we talk of structural building, we are talking about a situation where we harness the little potential that the nation has towards building infrastructure, towards building good roads, towards building adequate social amenities for people to be able to use. Then we also have what we call D. So if in a year or in a STEM, we rate government D. What it means is that the government just have what we call fair with policy formulation, institutional capacity strengthening, and infrastructure building. So we are going to see that the government is attempting to grow. And when government is attempting to grow, whilst it provides sustainability to this, then we'll give the government D. Then we can talk about G, which is average with stagnant policies. We have African countries, we have Ghana, we have certain aspects of Ghana that we have stagnant policies. If government is not working hard to mitigate these things, and they are still in existence, then we're going to say that the policies are stagnant, you will be given D. You'll be given F. Then we also have G. G is a fail, below average. The moment you get G, it means that you are not performing. Indeed, the institutional bottlenecks have all broken. And if they are broken, it means that we will be having a dictatorial regime whereby the government will be putting its views without having to receive views that come from the community. And if we do all of this, we are saying that ADRRI can easily progress. We have codes that we have given, for example, if we are going to measure government, we have GA, GB, GC, GD, GD, GF. So if government, at the end of the month, we are bringing out the barometer variable, and we see that it is GD, then we go and link it to what are the things that government is not doing that as afforded government